All right. Well, good morning or whatever time it is. Appreciate everybody being on today. Obviously got in late last night. Another early morning for us as coaches, but our our team is I can't again, as y'all saw last night, I was really proud of them. Thought they showed tremendous toughness and resilience last night. I loved how we came to the arena and prepared from the time we stepped off the bus to the time we played and tipped it off. We had a great shoot around. I thought our kids played with an edge, which you have to on the road against the top 20 basketball team. And I just thought, they really showed a lot of character last night. Really proud of my bench. I thought Gaston and Jakalinga gave us some really good quality minutes. Again, just trying to get Deanna healthy. I'm worried I don't want her to hurt that ankle again, but she gave us some good minutes. Jakalinga obviously is 2 games in a row now where she's been able to come in and play and have some success. So really happy for those kids. But if I can just get through the weekend with Gaston and give her next week going into, we don't play till the following Saturday. I think I got a chance to get her closer, to being back, and we need her. Like, I just need her desperately. So, obviously didn't expect Booker to play until the night before the game, and then certainly didn't plan to play her 36 minutes, but kid's a gamer, man. She is a warrior. She loves to play. She loves to compete. She loves her teammates. And she didn't really want to come out last night. I had to get her out once or twice just because of conditioning, because she hadn't practiced in 4 days. But other than that, kid's amazing. I'm running out of things to say about her just because she's just really been incredible for us and carrying a big load for us. And so I thought our inside game was really good. Taylor and Aaliyah Moore were really special. They went a combined, I think Amina, Deanna, Taylor, and Amo went 16 for 30 inside. And Taylor was 5 out of 9 last night. And Amo was 8 out of 16, if I'm not mistaken. So I think Taylor scored all her points in the second half. So proud of our kids. I thought, Shay and Shaylee didn't score a lot. I think they were combined 1 for 8, but man, they sure helped us win in another way. And that's a classic example of what you tell your kids. If a shot's not falling, help me win another way. And that's what those 2 kids do. They're so unselfish. Shay had 5 steals last night and 0 turnovers in 40 minutes. So good win to win on the road. And so we'll move on to the next one. It's Sunday against K-State. I think Jeff's doing an unbelievable job. He's doing an incredible job with that team. He's lost, obviously, his centerpiece, his aircraft carrier, his leading scorer and leading rebounder, and they just keep winning. And I think he's done a fantastic job of coaching that team, and so we'll there's a reason why they're number 2 in the country. So we'll have to really be ready to play on Sunday. It's kind of a quick turnaround, but it is what it is. So we'll get ready today. Got to be careful with some of them today, but we've still got things we got to get done in practice. So
Yeah, Andy, go ahead.
Okay, I have a couple questions about your favorite kind of defense. First off, in your, whatever 38 years before this season, had you ever had a team that relied on zone defense regularly? And also, why do you not prefer that type of defense?
Yeah. So have I had a team that relied on it? No. Have I had teams that are really good in it? Absolutely. And typically your better teams in it are the ones that talk and communicate, and they're the ones that you spend time on it. It's nobody's fault but my own, y'all. I haven't typically spent a lot of time on zone defense, and I need to, I need to obviously. I spent a little more time on it this fall and early in practices, but here lately we've and lately, what's lately? The last week, 5 6 days, because we worked on it Saturday and shoot around before we played Cincinnati. Before that, I couldn't tell you the last practice we worked on it. We have worked on it in practice. I just can't tell you which one it was and in what month. But here lately, because of our depth issues and our injuries, we've had to pull it out and spend a little time on it. So there's something to be said for a long athletic zone, and I think that's what we have. Um, and it's just like man, though, you have to spend time in a scouting report. Okay, here's their zone offense. So here's what you're going to see, just like you do in man. We spend 2 days and a shoot around, so 3 different practices. We'll go through our opponent, what they're going to run and how they want to score and what they're looking for. You need to do that in if you're going to play the matchup, you got to do that in the matchup. And so, you know, uh, typically, I just haven't had to do it because I've had the right personnel to play the way I want to play defensively, turning people over and going in transition and playing up tempo a little bit. That's kind of been our trademark, right? And just haven't been able to do. You can't do that typically in the zone, but we forced 20 turnovers last night. So, we'll keep working on it. And again, I think our kids have some confidence in it. What I don't want to happen is kids thinking that that's our whoopee blanket and our, well, man's not working, coach, let's play zone. No, the answer sometimes is you got to play harder or play better or play the scout. You know, Certain teams are going to have a bunch of kids that can shoot it, and you're going to have to be able to, you can't rely on people going 7 for 30 like last night. So, and Baylor has kids that can shoot it. They just didn't shoot it well last night, but they certainly have a roster full of kids that can make threes and can do it at a really high level. So the challenge is you got to contest those shots and you got to get the rebounds. And that's what's hard about a zone. Not only do you have to work on the zone, but you also have to work on rebounding out of the zone. Understanding that you still got to find somebody to put a butt in the gut. Whereas when you're playing man, it's real simple. That's my man, and that's who I'm blocking out. In a zone, it's not that easy. And that's what concerns any coach that plays zone is the ability to rebound out of that zone.
So do you kind of feel going forward this team is more of a flexible team with its defense? I know you're never going to call yourself a zone team, but or are you still a man team that can use the zone if needed?
I think that's probably where we're at, Danny. I think right now we're becoming a little bit, you know, we got a little bit of the ability to play either one. And hey, that's a good team. The team that can play both, that's a really good team. And so I'm encouraged by this group. They continue to amaze me. Um, the ability that they've had to adjust is really quite remarkable in so many different areas. And in this particular area defensively, they're learning that as well. But our man is still pretty good. And I think when we play smart, one thing about last night, y'all, I got some interesting, we when you go play somebody the second time, you know, you gotta learn from the first time. First time we played them, they shot 56%. Last night they shot 35. They shot 45 from three the first time. Last night they shot 23. Um, you know, they had 44 paint points the first time. They had 18 last night. I can go on, but the bottom line is our kids did a great job at doing what we wanted to do in our adjustment defensively against a really good Baylor team. And that's when you're, as a coach, that's what you want to see kids be able to do. Take from a practice, a scouting report, film, understand this is what happened the first time. They hung 86 on us. We got to do this, and we're going to be in a whole lot better shape. And we did that last night and held them 31 points less. So, and a whole lot worse shooting for percentage. So, proud of our kids for being able to do that.
Kirk?
Yeah, Vic, I was curious when you were reciting those before and after stats with Baylor, if you have one or two of those other than the point total with Kansas State, that you're looking for the major improvement. And is this a must win if you want to win this conference?
Well, the first time we played Kansas State, it's a one possession game. And, we couldn't quite get over the hump. But again, there's things that happen in that game that we can't control. And, I felt like our kids played good enough to win in that game. And so, we're going to have to, be better in certain areas this next time around. But I think we're different. They're different. Again, Jeff's doing a great job, man. He's, when you take an Aoka Lee, a first team All-American out of your lineup, and they hadn't missed a beat, but they're playing a little different. And again, that's what great coaches do. They figure out a way to keep the wheel turning and keep producing and keep winning. I think Jeff's certainly done that. And give his kids a ton of credit. Sundell's an unbelievable point guard, great leader, great presence on the floor. The kid's just a winner. And that whole group plays so well together. Chemistry is really, really good. And they've been together a long time, 3+ years. So you're dealing with a veteran coach, a veteran team. And is it a must win? I don't know. I think our league is such that on any given night, anybody can get beat. I don't think we have that one dominant team. I think you have, you've got teams that have started off and are playing really well. But again, just when you think you're invincible, that's when somebody jumps up and gets you. And ask the Philadelphia Eagles how that worked out for them, right? So I think we also have great coaches in our league that they're going to coach against that with their own teams and make sure they don't feel that way, because when you do start feeling your oats, as Dad used to say, that's when somebody's going to pop you. And so a lot of respect and admiration for all the coaches in this league and the players. There's some really good teams in this league, and it's probably going to go down to the wire.
Do they think Lee's out for the year, or are they hoping to get her back?
No, they're going to get her back. Yeah, she had to have a little ankle surgery, and I think they said it was going to be 4 weeks. So I think she's probably going to be back in the next week or two.
Yes.
Hey, Coach, you told us that Madison played 36 minutes yesterday, which is more than you expected. When you have a player that valuable with an injury that can kind of go either way, what are the conversations like mid game? Is somebody on your staff like assigned to check on her every time out, or how do you manage that in game?
Yeah, me. I'm constantly in contact with her. Just wanting to ask her how she's feeling, how she's doing. I had to get her out a couple of times just because of conditioning, but really had no plans to play her that many minutes. But um, it's just how it works out, But I'm constantly in contact with her. On that driving left-handed layup, she came down on somebody's leg and she kind of came out limping a little bit. And then we had a media right away. And I'm like, is it your hamstring? She goes, no, I landed on somebody's leg. I'm good. Uh, her comment when you ask her something, if she's good, she's Gucci. That's what she'll say. So if she says she's Gucci, you feel good about it. If she was to say anything else, I'd probably be concerned. But if she said, "Oh no, I'm okay," I'd probably go, "Okay, wait a minute. Are you Gucci or are you okay?" Because Gucci always means she's ready.
Got it. And just for clarification, have you added Gucci to your vocabulary? Are you using that in everyday language yet?
Uh, it's only in my understanding vocabulary. I don't really have a use for that word. Uh, I'm still the old school, and I'll just use good.
Got it. Thanks, Coach.
Okay. Noah.
Hey, Coach, another Madison question for you. I feel like you could kind of tell early the trust her teammates had in her, even like the second half of the first Baylor game. But to see kind of where she is last night and just she's in total control. It seems to be no panic from her teammates around her. What does that say about her? That among the many amazing things she's doing, that she's got the full command of the offense and just trust of her teammates.
First of all, her teammates love her, and she loves her teammates. That's what makes her great. She's a great teammate, and her teammates love her to death. And I think that's what allows her to have the chemistry that she has with her team in leading them and in directing them. And so, you know, she's real, as you mentioned, she's doing it all and doing it well. And but I think her teammates have complete trust in her, in how she's going about leading our team, running our team.
Danny.
Vic, maybe having a veteran group kind of helps with this, but I'm wondering if you're a little concerned at all about this team having to come off that high that they were on last night with a rivalry game in Waco and having to turn around so quickly for this game on Sunday.
I'm really not. I think, you take each game one at a time. As I've said many times, Danny, we have 18 rival games. We have to get up every night for everybody. We certainly know it means a lot to that game last night meant a lot to a lot of people, but for our kids, they understand what's coming on Sunday and the opportunity that we have. We've talked about it. If we're gonna jump back in the race, Sunday's important. And so, is it the end all? I don't think so. But just the fact that it's number 2 in the country coming to the Moody, ought to be an exciting day for our fans. I'll say this, and I've seen it on Twitter a little bit. I'm not a big social media guy, but my staff does, and they're up to date with everything on social media. But I think somebody said they wanted to know if it was a 5-piece or, for the chicken for the students. If I had a response to that, it'd just be this: if you're coming for the chicken, you're coming for the wrong reason. Our kids are great kids. They're a great team. They're representing the University of Texas in the most positive of ways. They deserve, they deserve the respect and the admiration of all of our fans and our students. Last night, give Baylor students credit. They were loud, and there were a lot of them, and they were dead behind our bench. And you know, I respect that. And so, you know, it's great that we're offering 250 boxes of canes for first 250 students. I'm used to having 1,700 students at my games. I'm used to having to move season ticket holders to the upper deck because the students want the lower bowl seats. We're still working on that here at Texas.
Vic, going back to Jock, you know, Nikki was really complimentary of her and the way she played off the bench last night. I know you've mentioned her a couple of times. I'm kind of wondering, going forward, is that what you need from her? Someone who can play defense, maybe knock down a bucket or two, you know, give you 10, 15 minutes. Is last night what you need to see from her going forward?
Desperately. You know, I've tell y'all about every media gathering we have. I need more, and I need to do better job with Jakalinga. Like, we need that kid to play better, and I need to coach her better because I think she's got it in her. And you take away the little turnover she had late, the kid played great last night, really effective. And so, you know, we'll continue to work with her and try to get that consistency from her. Because we need that. Like, I love that kid and I need her to be better. And when I say that, I mean, I've got to do a better job coaching her because I think she's got it in her. And so I'm really, you know, I'm happy for her. That's 2 in a row now where she's really helped us and played some quality minutes and been productive. We need that. She's gone 3 for 3 and 2 for 4, but all of her shots were good shots in my mind. All of them. Nothing was forced. Nothing was hotly contested. And defensively, she helped us. She even had, you know, she had, I think, 3 or 4 rebounds last night. And she had, nope, she only had 1 rebound, but she had 2 assists. So, yeah, we need that. We need that from her.
Any other questions for Coach?
I had one last follow-up. What was Hattie sick? What was she? Why was she unavailable? And will she be available on Sunday?
Yeah, so she's, you know, the only thing I can tell you, Danny, is she's got an undisclosed illness, and we're going to leave it at that. And her availability, I really don't have any comment on that or what that may entail. So, out of respect for her, and we're going to leave it at that. And you guys will be notified if and when she's back and healthy and ready to go.